All right, so hello everyone, this is the Traditionalist. As many of you know, my last video was about the connection between spiritualism, so in other words, Satanism and feminism, and today we will be delving back into this topic because, as you can tell from the title of this video, a satanic temple has opened in my own town, and this is very bad news. So let's read the article. An Ottawa heavy metal bar will host the Satanic Temple Canada's Ottawa chapter Saturday in an invitation-only ceremony called an unbaptism. Now, let's just pause there. Do you notice that the Satanic Temple is always attacking Christianity? They don't attack Islam, they don't attack Judaism, they don't attack any of these other things. They don't have an uncircumcision or an unpilgrimage to Mecca. No, it's an unbaptism. And I'm not going to go too deep in this because I can make a whole other video about this, but satanic people know that Christianity is the correct religion. That might sound weird, but it's because satanic people are openly defying God and openly supporting Satan. Because the thing is, if Islam or Judaism or Buddhism or Hinduism, if any of those religions were the correct religions, well, then Satan would be opposed to those religions, and so instead he would have, as I said, an uncircumcision, an unpilgrimage to Mecca. But because all of those religions also follow Satan, then the satanic people have no need to make fun of those religions because those religions ultimately lead to the same place where they're going to. So that's just something interesting. 50 people are expected to attend the unprecedented Black Mass ceremony in Byward Market. They say the ceremony is the first of its kind in Canada. And of course, the Satanists are arguing that they will just practice their faith just like everyone else does. Because openly worshiping Satan isn't bad enough, and it's also definitely not a fact that most of these people are perverts, criminals, always up to something bad, especially if you're openly worshiping Satan. And so then, some chapter member says, we use the idea of Satan symbolically, has a deeply held meaning to us because a lot of us have identified with that sort of anti-hero character for a long time. So luckily, there are some people who are opposing this. Ottawa's Archdiocese, for example, has expressed concern, and they call it blasphemous, and that's good. We need to call it out for what it is. This is not just a new religion. No, this is actual blasphemy. He says, a black mass is vile and sacrilegious, attacking the most sacred reality of our faith, the consecrated host, the body, blood, soul, and divinity of our Lord Jesus Christ, said Archbishop Terence Prendergast. We need to pray in reparation for the spiritual harm that is being planned, that God would turn this blasphemous project into an occasion of grace. Now, I'm not Catholic, but yes, I agree with him. Of course, the Satanist replies by saying that it is in no way a threat to Catholicism or any other religion, yet you have a black mass and you have an unbaptism. How is this not insulting to Christians? Because if it really wasn't, then why wouldn't you have an uncircumcision or an unpilgrimage or, an un-Buddhist meditation? No, of course, it's only an unbaptism. So then they're like, yeah, it's our constitutional right, our religious right. Of course, the owner is saying he's faced many threats. I bet these are all made up. And, this always happens. They always claim, oh, I was threatened, but, yeah, another one is like, one of the reasons people came to Canada is because the secular country and religion and state are separate. This is a sad thing, but yep, that's the reality where we live in. Because of religious freedom, we have 6 satanic people like this. And anyways, that's kind of the end of the important part. So anyways, the main point you get from this article is that we now have a satanic temple ceremony in Ottawa. That's where I live. That is the capital of Canada. And so it's really sad that in our own capital now we have openly blasphemous satanic ceremony. and a satanic temple that is opening. But now to my thoughts. What do I think about all of this? Well, clearly, of course, I'm opposed to this, but I want to elaborate a little more on what I think. Essentially, what I think about all this is that this is just more signs of the end times. In the end times, many people will fall away from God, and in fact, good news. If you want to learn about the end times, that is literally my next video, and so that is what I will be talking about in that video. But so I won't talk anymore about the end times. But again, this kind of religion should not even be allowed in the first place. And I don't think it's the only religion. I think there are many other religions that shouldn't be allowed based on how brutal and barbaric they are. But yeah, we have a religion, because let's be honest, the satanic religion was literally just made to mock Christianity. Because that's all it's for. I mean, most of these guys are like atheists. They don't even believe in Satan. But they're just doing it to mock Christianity. And that's why they have Black Mass. They have unbaptism. And so this is really just a slap in the face to Christians. And, we shouldn't tolerate this. We shouldn't just be like, oh, yeah, all right, yeah, freedom of religion, whatever. Let's just let them be, let them have their evil ceremonies. Because, a lot of these times these guys are not just having religious ceremonies. A lot of the time this involves killing other people, human sacrifice, just all sorts of sick, disgusting things that I can't really talk about here. And I know some people will deny it, and of course not everyone in the Satanic Church is like that, but still, the fact remains that this is not just another religion. Now, this is a dark, evil cult, and it must be stopped. And the fact is, Christians should be able to stand up and say, no, we will not tolerate this. We can't live in this world where we just tolerate everything, because the fact is, if Satanism is tolerated, it won't be long before other, even worse cults are going to be tolerated, and these cults are going to hurt people. It isn't just about, oh, I don't like what you believe, so I'm going to ban you. No, it's about protecting people. It's about not allowing these dark, evil people to openly be practicing their, evil ceremonies. And it's also about the good of the nation, because the fact is, if a nation worships God and follows God, then it will go well. And if it doesn't, then it won't go well. And we can clearly see that already the West and Canada are so bad already, but yet this is becoming even worse by allowing things like this. And so no, I will not, just support the Satanic Temple to be tolerant or whatever. This kind of stuff needs to stop. This is evil, and this is indeed blasphemous. And if we had, again, like an un-Muslim thing, like if I created an un-Muslim mosque or whatever, Muslims would be outraged, and they would have the right to do so, because you can't create a religion with the only purpose of just blaspheming and hating against another religion. But since Satan is the master of this earth, then obviously this means that people do not care, and they would support this. So sadly, that's where we are as a country. It's the same country that legalized zoophilia. So that's having a time, let's just say, with animals. This is a country that legalized marijuana, and now in our own capital we have a temple openly dedicated to the worship of Satan instead of the worship of God. And this can only be bad news, and this is going to bring doom on our country.